The most important moment in any performance happens before I walk out on stage. I was booked for a corporate event like several years ago, like mid-sized company, annual gathering. It's the kind of show they had done every year. I arrived early, like I do every single time, and the room was wrong. Like not hostile, just flat. And the kind of flat that has a specific cause. People were talking to each other, but not moving toward the stage. A few folks were on their phones, like, or a lot of them, right? Several in the back had their arms folded, right before I'd even said a single word. Three people in the front kept looking at the door, like everybody was waiting for something or dreading it. And I I went over and talked to the event coordinator, the person putting it on, and asked, "So, how's the day been so far?" Well, there had been a meeting earlier, which was the kind that nobody walks out feeling good about. So, I had prepared a specific show for that night. I did not do that show. What I did instead, before I said a single word, was read what was going on in that room for reals, right? What was actually happening. Everything that followed was built off that read. Okay. So here's what I want to show you before this video's over. The adjustment that I made is a skill. It's something that can be learned and transfers to every high stakes room that you're ever going to walk into. 30 seconds before you speak. So stick with me because the people in my community are working on exactly this. What happens before you open your mouth in a room that matters? So if that's the kind of work you want to do with serious people, links in the description, right? Because most people, when they walk into a room, are thinking about their output, what they're going to say, how they're going to open, is it going to be a joke, the message that they need to land, their own nerves, their own preparation, the vision of their conversation that they've been rehearsing for weeks. All of that is internal. And while they're running that internal loop, the room in front of them is doing something specific that they're not seeing. Every room has a state. That state was determined by everything that happened before you got there, right? The conversation before this moment, the news they got this morning, what's unresolved from the meeting before yours, who holds the social gravity in the room, and how are they feeling about being here right now? The room is already telling you everything, and most people don't look. So the read isn't complicated. It doesn't need any special ability. It requires 30 seconds of deliberate observation before you open your mouth. So, what's the energy level? Is it high? Is it low? Is it charged? Is it flat? Is it actively subdued? Where's the resistance sitting? In any room, it clusters, usually physically. So, find it before it finds you. What happened right before you went out? You probably know something about it, so use it. So, also think about who holds the social gravity. There's always somebody. Find them first in the first 30 seconds, earn their attention, their trust, and the whole room follows them. Right? So none of this takes long. It's not a difficult thing, but it changes everything that you do next after that. Because once you have a read, you stop delivering your tidy, prepared version of the conversation that you made in a vacuum, and then you start responding to what's actually happening in front of you with the people who are in the room with you. That's a huge difference. And here's where this matters beyond the stage. Think about a presentation that didn't land the way that it should have, right? The room was somewhere else when you started talking. You delivered to where you thought they were instead of where they actually were. And the investor who seemed distracted, they're running the previous meeting in their head. The client who went quiet, something shifted for them before they ever even walked into the conversation with you. The team that didn't respond, they already knew something that you didn't. All right. So a 30-second read before you open your mouth would have told you exactly where to start. The communicator who seems to own every room they go into isn't doing something magical. They're just asking one question before they say anything. What's actually happening in this room right now with these people? That's it. Then they build the experience from that answer. So earlier I said the adjustment I made at that event is a skill. And here's what the skill is. 30 years of performing built the habit of looking before speaking. Check the room before launching into the big old presentation. Reading the situation before deciding what the moment needs is what that is. But good news is you don't need 30 years of practice to do this. You just need to know it's a skill and to start doing it on purpose. That's it. Every room, before you say anything, take 30 seconds. That's all. That's all it takes, right? So, what you do with that 30 seconds insight and what you get from that read is the next question, because some rooms, once you've read them and read them correctly, they still need something extra. And sometimes that something, no amount of preparation can replace that. And that's something that can only come from you specifically. That's what's in the next video. It's called Why Your Business Still Needs You in the Room. So I'll see you there.